And we're back. I am in Wisconsin, post 18 team travel to the training camps, camp to camp, storyline to storyline, feeling the vibes. I'm going to share some of my takeaways today. I'm still sort of reeling and reveling in the wonder that was an 18 camp tour. I can't even get it out of my mouth. I just had my first sip of coffee. The morning's great. And we have a great show for you. Some incredible guests. We have former Pro Bowler Marcel Reece on the program. We're going to hit every preseason storyline. CJ Mosley is here. We'll talk a little bit about Micah. We'll talk a little bit maybe even about Trey. Definitely SHEDEUR, Caleb, Patrick Mahomes looking like what he did. And of course, we'll get some Raiders talk out there as well. We got a big show. Let's do it. Okay, let's do it. Up and Adams back on FanDuel TV, back on YouTube, back on MSG, everywhere you're watching it. We thank you for hanging out. Thank you for supporting our tour. Thank you for subscribing. A lot of people liking the content. Go subscribe to the YouTube page so we can keep doing the things that we love to do. CJ Mosley's on the show. Let's celebrate an incredible career. Lots of fans across the league. Does he want to dabble in television? I know he's dabbling in the agency game, the representation game. What should I ask CJ Mosley in terms of Micah Parsons? Hit me up in the comments. Let me know on YouTube right now. Is it the player perspective? If you look over and you see him lying there for a minute, what does that do to you? Is that being overblown? How does this end? How should it end? From a representation standpoint, which he's involved in now, like being removed from the game for a little bit. Also, week 1, Steelers Jets. Played with Aaron Rodgers. What's that going to be like? Who's got the edge there? What's that secondary going to be playing for? How do they up their game and attack Aaron Rodgers to DK Metcalf and that Steelers offense? Guys, football's almost here. I'm really excited about it, but I did want to share some things. You know, everything's quick. We move from camp to camp. We try to get you guys the best information, the best content for FanDuel, of course, and, you know, for you to go dabble and hang out on FanDuel Sportsbook and get your futures bets in. Tomorrow is a big future celebration over on the old Overlord book. So get there. We gave you guys really good intel on everything to go have some responsible fun. So go ahead and do that. And we really did learn a lot over this past month about ourselves. I think Hamilton, where's Hamilton? Is he here? Hamilton, you haven't been on TV in like a month. We learned a lot about what we've got in here, what we've got in here.
Yeah.
But also about these teams.
Yeah. Learned a lot about these teams and learned that apparently you borrow glasses from Roz from Monsters Inc. from time to time. So we got that going too.
I couldn't be bothered today. I couldn't. You know what? I have this microphone. It's sitting on top of a box of Panini cards. This computer is sitting on the original Telestrations telephone game and Yahtzee. 2 board games to prop me up. I'm having a nice long overdue visit with my nephews, but I'm having the best time with them. They don't think I'm as cool as they once did, but it's fine. But I'm literally staring at 900 Jaden Daniels cards as I speak and Pokemon cards on this table. We're going to have a great little show. Thanks for making fun of me. Love you for that. Should I take these off? I just look like absolute trash. Okay, let's do this. Okay. We're going to start with Kellen Moore. Richard just won the battle of my glasses. Kellen Moore was one of my big takeaways. I know you're thinking, you went to 18 camps and you want to start your show with Kellen Moore. I do, because, and it's not like an insult that I was so surprised that it's all anybody would talk about, but it's all anybody would talk about at Saints camp. And I was blown away with how genuine and authentic everybody's effusive enthusiasm for his experience has been. How's that for alliteration? The players just freaking love this guy, okay? He's positive. He's clearly cerebral in a way that not only challenges them, but they trust him. They're like, he's got it. He's like a little Hamilton running around there for these Saints, getting them where they need to go. He's thoughtful in his preparation. He built this team. It's rare to hear players talk about a brand new coach like this. And of course, I mean, one of our most viral little bits from this 18 camp tour was Demario Davis. And this ended up being like 5.5 minutes of glowing discussion about Kellen Moore.
I am a fan. I don't know if I've ever had a coach who I was a fan of. And I mean, he is very impressive. He is remarkably impressive. And he's came in and laid the groundwork quick. I've been here 8 years. And this man is, I mean, it's different. It's different. I just been raving about him and the coaching staff, and it's a joy to come to work every day.
I know the people are rolling their eyes and saying, who cares? Who's the quarterback? What's going on? They're going through a transition. They're trying to figure it all out. But they'll be better than most people are giving them credit for, okay? And more importantly, if I'm a Saints fan, I'm so excited that they went in this direction, that they saw something in him, that they said, I mean, I'm telling you right now, they might have their guy long term. And he's building this foundation quickly from a culture perspective. And of course, that's where it has to start. And I think I told you, Ham, that at camp in Orange County, they, everyone has their signage. They're like, the Lions have grit. They have all of those things. Kellen had joy. Joy was written all over camp, at least in a couple of places that I saw when they were out here in Orange County. Joy. They're like leading with joy. They feel joyful. All the OGs are buying in, and they want to be challenged. You see with Chris Olave, and his smile is ear to ear because he's like, this guy's going to get me the ball and let me make plays. He's like a player's coach, and that's pretty amazing. It also got me thinking, and this isn't like, I don't know how to deliver this. I wondered a lot about the Eagles. And yes, I know that they can do it. And they certainly are contenders. And they're Super Bowl champions. They're going to get everybody's best lick this year, week in, week out. But we know that transition isn't always easy. Sometimes it is. But Kellen was really good, I guess. Right from that's what my thought was leaving Saints camp was like, man, Kevin Patullo, what a great opportunity for him for the new OC with the Eagles. But, what a responsibility. History is tough to repeat year in, year out. We don't see it. It's a big storyline to watch this year in Philly is how Kevin is filling in for what I imagine were big shoes of Kellen Moore that I feel like maybe being a little bit overlooked, at least by me until I went to camp. And Patullo's been a constant, so I have faith in him. He's been the constant on the offensive coaching staff since Sirianni's gotten there. He's been the passing game coordinator for Jalen since Nick first got to Philly back in 2021. It feels so long ago. So he's not coming into this cold. We can hang on to that, right? We can like that and not make this big deal, but and I heard him called a secret weapon last year. So Sirianni said that's, there's not a decision that he's made without Kevin. So I like that his fingerprints have been all over this Eagles success. It's not a reason for, or like a thing of concern, but what an opportunity for him and a different role. So we're going to see, what shakes out with that. But, Ham, did I deliver that appropriately? I know I don't want to make it seem like it's the coordinator's trope. It's like the story, like, you lose a coordinator, you're not going to, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
But I do think like, man, what are they going to miss with Kellen? And if they don't, then this Patullo guy is awesome.
Yeah, no, it is a lot to step into, but yeah, he said he's going to keep this thing a run first team. He's not changing the identity of the offense. He's just going to build on it and throw in his own wrinkles. And as you said, he has the continuity there. He's been with Nick Sirianni, basically Sirianni's entire coaching tenure going back to the Colts. They have a great relationship. So I would expect it to be as seamless as one of these transition goes, but it is another variable that you have to think about as they try to repeat.
Yeah. And then I saw this Chiefs game. And I went to St. Joe's, and I wish you were there because it is kind of magical. And I know I said it a million times. It kind of feels like you're like in a history book that people would like to end. It was the last chapter, but it's so clearly not. Like, it's so clearly not. And we've been sort of hinting at this. We went to Kansas City to speak to Patrick. Patrick told us the key is to having fun. We have the deepest, we could have the best, deepest receiver group that I've played with. This is a man who had Tyreek Hill. We know the intrinsic value of a Travis Kelce who may have retired had things gone the way and now they didn't. Like that loss, that's not the kind of loss that you're like, dynasties. That's the kind of loss that launches that happens so like 3 more Super Bowls can happen after that kind of a loss that you point to back when somebody makes the movie at some point, even though they have The Kingdom streaming on ESPN. You guys should watch that. So I get there and it's just like the thing that I saw it in the preseason game and it was so crazy. I'm like, what? I couldn't believe Patrick was playing that long or Caleb. All of it was crazy. Yeah. But then I'm watching and it's just how explosive. And explosive is fun and fun is explosive. And it's the same word to me. It might as well be a synonym. Listen to what Pat said to me. Travis said that your arm is alive right now. I'm thinking Frankenstein, I'm thinking scary movie. I'm also thinking, how could this be any scarier or more alive than I've ever seen it? Why did he say that? Why did he make a point to say that?
I think it's because we've been pushing the ball, pushing into tighter windows, pushing the ball downfield, and that's Coach Reed's doing. He's telling me to take those chances, give guys chances to make plays, and guys are making plays.
Okay, so obviously this team has been successful majorly the last 2 seasons without that element, like the tons and tons of big plays, the threat of that. Even they had the second fewest explosives in the entire league last season, as you can see right here. And of course, they still won 15 games. Granted, some of them were down to the wire. Who cares? They still, you have to be a winner. You have to put your foot on someone's throat, and they win an AFC title. As a fan, though, I just want to see that. I want to see the lightning strike. Maybe nobody wants to see it. Everybody's tired of it. I want to see it. It's only going to make them more dangerous. It takes some of the pressure off of an already great defense. It allows Patrick to do what he does best. We've seen glimpses of it during the preseason with this wide receiver room that has been overhauled. He was letting it rip. He told me that. Coaches wants me to make plays. You just heard the man, and you can say it's a preseason game. Then be scared of that every week this season, because he's got more speed. He's got more talent at receiver. I mean, they've got this O-line. This Simmons kid is impressive. We said, he could be a legend when all is said and done, and he's so young. Kingsley's coming along, sliding into left guard spot. So the pocket was pretty nice most of the night against Chicago. I mean, preseason or no, it has been a long time since we've seen that. So I do believe this is not only a back to the Super Bowl year, but this is an MVP year for Patrick Mahomes, given what he's got around him and what they've done this offseason and just what he looks like and how he sounds. And I can't wait to watch the Kingdom. Anyway, okay. I know MVP talk is tough because I think, Burrow is the lock, right? In my head. What are the odds? Yeah, I have to look at the odds, but Cincinnati might have something to say about all of those things. And that's what I learned when I went to Cincinnati and went to all these camps. He's leaving no stone unturned when it comes to getting the Bengals, not himself, or his receivers, or the quarterback, to getting the entire team where it needs to be. And I think that's pretty cool. We saw Joe play 3 times as many snaps this preseason as he has his entire career. And he needed to. We got to get this fast start business taken care of. And he looked awesome. I also heard from Zach Taylor. I heard from all of his teammates, T, Jamar, and so on, Yoshivas, about how Joe has sort of embraced and made a point to be available for his defense, to help out the defensive players that he knows that he needs to get him the ball. And let's start with Coach. Here's what Coach had to say about it.
He's just a tremendous resource, and so shame on you for not using Joe. We got a lot of guys with a different mindset that are willing to go approach him, and Joe is an open book. He wants to make everybody better. And so he'll tell you, hey, here's what I saw from you that made my life a little easier, that you can do to complicate things a little bit. And I think those guys have really taken that information and run with it.
So this is a theme that I heard from everybody, that he hung out with the defense. They broke down tape with the defense. He knows what time it is. He knows he needs them. And Joe is taking complete ownership of this team. I mean, just even look at how he speaks about the Trey stuff. He knows all that stuff's going to get picked up on camera, him standing with Trey, all of that. He's being very measured in how he is taking over complete control of this team, making his thoughts known, but even just, being available for those guys. It's not something that every quarterback does. And I know the defense is, in fact, off to a rough start. Okay, how much can he really help them? I very much know that. But I do think that little stuff like that will pay off as the year goes on. And it sounds like we're inching closer to Trey hopefully getting a deal done. I hope so, because they got to make a run here in the AFC. The roster, I was looking at it this morning, better than it was a year ago. Relatively healthy heading into the season. Al Golden, everybody likes him. He's got some energy. He's been there. He's been a bit of a constant too. So does Joe pick up where he left off to start this season? I like his schedule. I like it all. I also like FanDuel Futures Day, everybody. FanDuel Sportsbook offering 24 hours of boosts, bonuses, everything where you place your future bets on FanDuel. So we're going to be revealing some of the bonuses and these specials right here on Up and Adams tomorrow. Gronk will be here Bussin' with the Boys. Be here. So college football. Savant also will be here, their buddy from Bussin' with the Boys. We're going to go through some NCAA futures, and we're going to have an extra half hour just live, just on YouTube, to bring you guys more guests, more offers. So subscribe over at Up and Adams on the YouTube page, and do not miss out on anything. We will be back. Marcel Reece, people are down on Genty. Can you imagine a world where people are down on Ashton Genty? Yeah, there we go. It's absolutely absurd. We're going to talk to you, of course, about Tom Brady out there, about the league, maybe about Micah Parsons.
I like it.
Did you guys end up getting Ham the top 5? Okay, great.
Yep. We have it.
Can I see the MVP odds? Do we have those, or can you tell me them?
We do. Here we go.
Okay.
So we got Lamar's the favorite at plus 430. Then Josh Allen and Joe Burrow tied for second at plus 600. Mahomes sitting there in fourth at plus 650. And then Jaden and Justin Herbert after that.
What looks good to you?
That Mahomes at plus 650 looks really good to me. I think, he's been listening to what everybody's had to say. This receiving core is majorly upgraded. Obviously the Rishi Rice situation to figure out still, but even without him on the field, there's so much talent out there. And as you mentioned, that offensive line, he's going to have time back there. I think we see a big statistical resurgence from him this year.
When will we know about Rice?
I don't know.
Before the first game, like in the next 2 weeks? Because they have to go to Brazil.
Yeah.
I imagine they leave for Brazil. It's not going to be like they won't be there all week. They'll be in and out.
Yeah.
But will this be like?
So the hearing is September 30th. So he's going to play those first few games, and then
Okay. Can I see the Bengals schedule? Do we have that anywhere? Who do they have? Browns named Jacksonville.
They have Browns, Jacksonville, at Minnesota, at Broncos.
Those are my teams.
Those are their first 4.
Those are my 2 teams. Chiefs, Bengals. What'd you think? Oh yeah, I know. This is amazing. I love this. Thanks, Gorchain, for getting these up. At Packers is so interesting. Do you see that Matthew Golden?
Yeah.
Did you see any of that?
Oh, what a catch. He looks incredible out there.
He's just ready. Here's my question about that. Is he going to name him the number 1 wide receiver at some point, or are we just going to play this game again?
We're going to play the game again. It'll be interesting to see. I mean, you'd have to imagine he's going to start. The latest depth chart doesn't have him listed as a starter, but I feel like we're at that point he has to, or at least he's going to get starters, snap count. But yeah, they're still kind of downplaying it.
If we're sitting here and he has a 1,200-yard season, are we still doing this game where we're going to pretend we operate without a wide receiver 1? Because he is a speedster, so I get it's not like your typical.
Biggest stage of the world. Yes, sir. Put on the show. Yes, sir.
Marcel Reece, you talk about a hybrid player. He can play running back, tight end, fullback, can do it all. And he's a big boy. You don't want to necessarily square up with him all the time.
He could do it all. He's a big boy. I like squaring up with him. I like squaring up with him right on the show. Marcel Reece is here. You did do it all. We loved watching, and you're doing it all right now. 4-time Pro Bowl fullback for the Raiders, college football analyst for Big Ten Network. Marcel, it's great to see you. I cannot believe that we're sitting here 10 days until kickoff. Is there a question, my friend, that you're like, I can't believe this isn't answered? I can't believe this is still a thing before the season starts.
Absolutely. I can't believe that Trey Hendrickson is not signed and in practice on the field with his football team. I cannot believe it.
Any thoughts on, do you think he stays there, they get it done? Do you think they should? How do you think it ends?
I do think he stays there. It would be preposterous for them not to make sure he stays there after paying your 2 top receivers and investing so much in Joe Burrow and not taking care of your best defensive player on the field. You need him on the field. Your defense has to do something. He was the one shining spot for the last few years. You have to keep him there.
I was just saying when I was in Cincinnati, it was very obvious that Joe was like spending a lot of time with the defense. And he's like, okay, y'all, I can't do this all myself. And he's trying to coach them up. Is that common? Am I overblowing that that's a big deal, that he like spent the offseason breaking down tape with some of the younger defensive guys? Like how far will that go?
I mean, what you're talking about with Joe Burrow is the next step for him in the leadership role. Every great quarterback I've been around, whether it's Carson Palmer, whether it's my good friend Tom Brady, they always spend time with the defense. It's the next step for him. And he knows that they're missing their leader on the defensive side of the ball. So he's trying to fill that gap as much as possible from a leadership perspective off the field and then on the field until Trey gets back. I love it from Joe.
How is your best friend Tom Brady? What's going on there?
I don't think I said best friend, Kay. No, Tommy's good. He's busy. Never a dull moment from TB12.
That's very vague. And I know you know much more. Here's what I know. I know that he's at practice. I know that he's wearing head to toe Raiders gear, the hat, the shirt, the look. Is it what you thought it would look like? Is he more or less involved than you thought?
He's involved as much as I thought he would be involved. Listen, if anyone knows Tom, if you've even watched Tom over the years, you know he doesn't do anything halfway. He's one of those guys where he always wants to be the best. And he's going to do everything in his power to be the best and to make anything he's involved with successful. And that's what you're seeing. I mean, it's always visual. I mean, I always define culture as your beliefs made visual. And Tom's a hard worker, and he never half steps on anything. Soccer, WNBA, football. You hear his comments like he's all about the work ethic and getting the job done, and that's what you see from him in the silver and black.
But what is the job, Marcel? Like, what is his role on this team?
It's Tom Brady. Be
what does that mean?
The GOAT. It's be the GOAT.
Is it working?
He's going to be the best minority owner. We're talking about the Raiders right now. It's working.
Okay, that's it. Okay, got it. But like, is he, like in my head, he's sending like a PDF with his 53. He's like, this is who we're cutting. This is the you don't think so? I think he is.
I don't think Tom's sending a PDF, but he's definitely making his presence felt. Let's just say that.
Okay. You worked so closely with Mark. What is one argument that even Tom Brady could not win with Mark, even if it's a little thing like food or travel or lodging? What is something that even Tom can't win that Mark is so dug in on?
I mean, I don't know if it would ever be an argument because Mark is just 100% correct on this, is changing the Raiders uniforms.
Oh.
You're not going to find any alternates. You're not changing the colors. We're not changing the helmets. This is the best uniform in all of sports all time, and it's not changing. People have tried to, can have the argument for all black. People want black helmets. People want to change the face mask. It's not happening. The silver has to be silver. We don't want gray. It has to have a shine to it, and the black has to be black, period.
What do you want? If you could change it, what would you want?
I wouldn't change it. It's the best.
You wouldn't?
Only if any other uniform was worn, and we go back to the throwbacks when it has the white border. Most people don't understand or see the minute details, but that's where it happens.
Love talking to you. I feel like you're still part of the team, the way you answer questions, the way you know everything that's going on in there. So I ask you, as someone who's so close and beloved by the organization and fans, does this team have a big move in them? A lot of rumors. Does this team have a big move in them?
Yes. That's the short answer is yes. I mean, all the changes during the offseason, whether it's Tom being involved, whether it's Mark being re-energized, you have the best young running back in this league coming in Ashton Genty, who is, he is lightning in a bottle. You have a revamped offensive line. And then you have Pete Carroll. Pete Carroll has this innate ability to energize and cultivate and just young players, and that's what this locker room is made up. And then the one guy we haven't mentioned is the best player they have in their field is Max Crosby, and Mad Max is mad right now, and he is coming back with a vengeance this season. It's going to be fun to watch.
Why is he so mad?
Max is he just plays violent. Like, he's always happy, but he just plays mad. He has this chip on his shoulder that just gives him some intangibles that you just can't measure, and he is nonstop.
I don't think anyone would be mad, Marcel, if this team made a big move and got Trey Hendrickson. Can you imagine him and Max together?
No, I cannot imagine him and Max together. That is, I mean, you're talking about bookends that dreams are made of. I mean, we haven't seen that in a long time. You know, back in, I guess it's the old AFC when I was playing in Kansas City, you had, you know, Tamba Ali and Justin Houston. You had, you know, Sean Cooper and Sean Merriman, or Stephen Cooper and Sean Merriman. You had those guys on, but I mean, you put that in silver and black, and it's probably the best duo that I can think of.
I mean, they have about $35 million in cap space. Is it possible? Do you think it could happen?
I mean, no. I don't think it could happen. I mean, you're talking about an AFC team trading their best defensive player in his prime to another AFC team. They'd be probably checking some people out, checking some minds out in Cincinnati if they let that happen. You put them with Mad Max, that is crazy.
But it is interesting to think about, and they could do it. They got to figure, obviously, the quarterback of the future stuff. I know they're looking for a backup now. All this is going on. I was just thinking about, and I know you just heard me talking about Patrick Mahomes and these Chiefs. Do you think that the AFC West is still the best division in football?
Yes, I do. I mean, when you look at it, you're talking about the Chiefs, who you can never count out. I mean, this team is getting better and better every year. It's like the rich get richer. The Denver Broncos, the way they ended the season last year, and they have a good young quarterback in Bo Nix, who it looks like, you know, he have a perfect pairing with Sean Payton. And then you have the Chargers, and Harbaugh is going to always have a good football team. Justin Herbert's trying to get over the hump and take his team deep in the playoffs. And then we're talking about, you know, the nation. I mean, the Raiders are going to be fighting for a top position in that division. And you're talking about the Raiders fighting for a top spot in that division, and you're talking about playoff teams.
I think some people would say the NFC North, but I do feel like three teams came. Oh, you just go. Three playoff teams came out of the West last year. You have to answer one question. You either have to tell me the order of how this division finishes, or just who gets into the playoffs of these four.
Chiefs, Raiders, Broncos.
Chiefs, Raiders, Broncos. Why don't you love the Chargers? Here comes the Chargers venom.
I don't love any of them. I only love one of them.
I was thinking about you this morning. I was thinking about fantasy football, because this weekend were all the drafts, and you get all the texts of like, who's good, what'd you see, blah, 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 from like family members and stuff like that. What was your personal relationship with fantasy football?
I didn't have one. I didn't like it. The best thing about fantasy football, the best thing I've ever heard or experienced from fantasy football is Kay telling me she won her league because of me. That was
Not
it.
just me, Marcel. Like lots of people. You had some crazy games. Like you did your thing.
No, I'm just specifically. You said the one best. That's my best. You know, no one else matters. It was Kay.
Well, listen. It was week 15. It was 2010. I want you to take me through this. This is how I knew who you were. This was the 73-yard touchdown. Go.
Oh, this was just game time. Let's beat the Donkeys. And we are in I'm going into the black hole. And when Hugh called the play, it was touchdown time. I knew what was happening. Pre-snap read, nobody out there, give it to me, and no one's catching me. I love DJ Williams, but he didn't have a chance.
This was Jason Campbell. I loved it. You guys won 39-23. More importantly, I won my fantasy matchup. So this was it. This was it for me. I'm screaming that this is happening. And that's, I mean, but you did it all. Like, you're the fullback. You did all the things all the time. I did want to ask you. So for fantasy people, by the way, let's clip this off and put this on Twitter. Give Marcel Reece love, because you know he was in your lineups sometimes, and then got you where you needed to go. And we love to see you had 15 fantasy points on 5 touches that day. I'm being texted from Hamilton. Like, you're unbelievable. I did want to ask you, since you don't like fantasy, but you are so smart, who are the top 5 fantasy running backs according to you this season? Let's take a look.
It's a tough one, because it's a tough one.
Tell me.
Yeah. So I got Saquon Barkley at 5. I mean, he had a historic year last year. I don't know how much better you can actually be. I mean, Saquon, fantastic. Jahmyr Gibbs, the only reason he's at 4 is because he shares the backfield with another top 10 running back with David Montgomery. Then you got my little brother Josh Jacobs there in Green Bay. If Saquon doesn't have a historic year, you're talking about Josh Jacobs being the best back in the league last year.
Whoa.
Christian McCaffrey, him being out last year, there is no doubt in my mind he is going to have a major, major season this year. I think he's going to start off really fast. And then Bijan Robinson is just fantastic. I mean, ever since he came into the league, he does everything from the backfield. He can catch the ball. He's a threat on the outside. I think Bijan's he's going to be the top fantasy. And there's a couple you don't even mention with Davion Achane and Derrick Henry. I mean, there's so many backs out there that are going to play good football.
Let me see that list again. You're gonna, Saquon, Christian, I get coming back. I mean, they obviously traded for Brian Robb. You're not worried about any injury. You'd be willing to take him over Josh Jacobs and Gibbs?
Yeah, well, listen, personally, I wouldn't take anyone over Josh Jacobs, but
well then tell me that. So you're saying that Josh Jacobs is the #1 fantasy running back this year. No competition, right? He's coming off 300 plus touches, I believe. Only him and Saquon did that, I believe.
Yep.
You believe in that offense?
O-line's going to be even better. Jordan Love's going to be top 5 MVP candidate by the end of the year. He's going to have weapons on. Josh Jacobs is going to be fresh. He's going to be healthy, and they're going to turn around and hand him the ball. Number one fantasy. I mean, I love it. I was just with him last week, and I also think that he had a big thing about last year being his first year. I think it's a real thing to feel like now he's just going to hit the ground running and not have to deal with getting to know anything. That just speaks to his maturity as a back, because when you're a running back and you're in the system for the first time, you are really just going off talent, instincts, and what you know from the past. Now that he's had a year to groom himself in that system, understand the play calling, understand his offensive line, letting them understand him better, he's going to have an even better year this year. The numbers are going to go up. He's going to be healthier, and he's going to score more touchdowns. Josh Jacobs is going to have a huge year this year.
Fantasy Philly is going to freak out that you have Saquon 5th. And a lot of people, I think people, it's Saquon, then Bijan usually, and then it's Gibbs, who had 20 touchdowns last year. But Saquon, people are a little like, oh, wear and tear, and he had all those yards. And is there anything to that, or is it you just think that?
I don't necessarily think it's going to be wear and tear. I think he's still going to have a fantastic year. I just think that they're not going to need to use him as much, and they're going to be smarter about his usage. I mean, even last year, he was heavily used early in games, and you're looking at it, and we're in, I think it's week 15 or 16, and he hadn't played in 6 quarters because they were up so much and they didn't need him, right? He's going to have to play later in games. They're not going to be blowing guys out that much. So I just think that his usage is going to be a little more strategic and not as heavy going in. And Jalen Hurts has something to prove. Jalen Hurts going to have the ball in his hands more. He's going to use some of those targets on the outside. Therefore, they're going to be smarter about their usage for Saquon.
Jalen Hurts with the ball in his hands more. I like that. Short break here, but don't go anywhere. Marcel Reece, stick with me. I want to ask you about SHEDEUR Sanders if I can. We'll be back after this with CJ Mosley as well. Did you see any of this SHEDEUR stuff?
No. What's SHEDEUR stuff?
Well, he had his preseason finale. Ups and downs, rookie, whatever. He was 3 of 6, 14 yards, and then he got replaced before the final drive, so he didn't get a chance to run the 2-minute drill.
Oh, yeah. I did.
People are saying he wasn't given a fair shot. How do you see it?
I think, listen, he was playing. Yeah, they're keeping him. I think the fact that they kept him means that he got a fair shot. I honestly think Stefanski was saving him. He wasn't having a good game. If you're having a tough game and you're a rookie and you're a coach, you don't necessarily know if he can work himself out of that. And he put him in a 2-minute situation when everyone's pinning their ears back. Nah.
Oh, that's a great spin. They're saving him. I love that. Yeah. I wish you were going to say that the Raiders were going to trade for Trey. I would have just lost my mind. You're smiling. You always know something.
If I say the Raiders are trading for Trey, it's going to be crazy for the next 48 hours.
Yeah, but I kind of want that. I kind of want that for you. I don't want it for the Bengals, but I want it for you.
Everyone will be like, oh, Mark Davis.
By the way,
Mark Davis.
The Commanders just reached a 3-year extension with Terry McLaurin. Yay.
It's always going to get done. I mean, you don't let your best player walk out the building.
That shit was crazy. Let's go.
It is. They're going to be good, too.
I know. You like the business side of things. I think I have a bunch of Jaden Dale's trading cards lying around here on my nephew's table. Okay. Love you. Thank you for hanging out. We can, of course, see you. Good luck this season on Big Ten Network.
Thank you so much. You know I love you.
If any trades or anything's happening. And by the way, tell everybody to shut up about Ashton Genty. He's going to crush.
He's going to have a good year. He's going to have a good year.
Okay.
We got to get together soon,
though. That means
a
great year. We what?
We got to get together soon.
When's it? Are y'all not coming? Are you coming with the Raiders to LA?
I'm in LA. I'm in LA once a week.
Well, now we're in a fight because I've never heard that. Marcel, love you. Hit me up. Literally, I'm in Wisconsin, but I'll be back next week after Brazil. Okay, bye, babe.
Bye.
Bye. Okay, great. Good job, Let's go, Commanders. Way to do the right thing. 3-year extension.
And that puts him, that's right on par with the contract A.J. Brown got. 3 years, $96 million. So he's behind DK and Garrett Wilson, but same level as A.J. Brown.
I expected it. I have nothing to say. Put your head down. I haven't talked to CJ Mosley since the beginning of last season. I'm very excited to talk to him.
Today, it is time to wake up from my childhood dream and share it with the next generation. I spent my whole life and career building my legacy. Now it's time to start a new chapter with new dreams. It won't be easy. I'm here to tell you, every sacrifice is worth it. When you wake up, what will your legacy look like?
Okay, I don't want to cry this morning. This is I'm a little schmoopy about this. It's a little sad, but we have to celebrate the man who just hung up his cleats after an incredible, truly, truly transcendental decade-long career with the Ravens, with the Jets, a 5-time Pro Bowl, all-pro linebacker. Of course, I mean, let's just, as a whole career thing, we got to put in those 2-time national champion at Alabama notes too. CJ Mosley, congratulations on your retirement.
Thank you so much. How you doing?
I'm okay. It's not about me though. How does it feel?
I've been doing well. No complaints. As the intro said, what would your legacy be? We got it, right here. Legacy Trust Sports Group just started a sports agency for football. So that is my main focus now that I'm retired. Represent college players for NIL marketing. Make sure they're handling their money right, putting in the right situations, taking care of them so they can focus on football and get, to the NFL. And, once they get to the NFL, we would represent them, entirely, client services, me being a mentor, that leadership role, I can, grow with these players and give them the blueprint that I've had on the field, as successful as I've been, but also, and most importantly, off the field when it comes to managing money, making sure the right people on your side, making sure we are taking care of the things that need to be done so they can, focus on their career. And when they're ready to, hang them up or, start venturing off for their next adventure, we want to be the ones to make sure that they're connected and, doing the right things off the field.
It's Legacy Trust Sports Group. Congratulations on that. You're continuing that role as a mentor, like you're saying, and you're the co-founder. You own this business. It's very cool. It's your friend, your business partner, Brandon, that's doing it alongside you. And that leadership role, that mentor, that building the right team, the right people, it is so important. You're just hearing me talk about how Terry gets this deal finally done, that this happens. As a sports agency owner and a former player, you're the perfect guy to ask a couple questions to about a couple things going on. I've talked about Trey today, talked about Terry. I'm just going to hit you with Micah right away here. Micah Parsons, a lot is being made. I don't know if you saw this because now you're retiring, you're focused on other things. He was sort of laying on a table for a bit. Do you see this?
Mm-hmm. Yes, yes.
Okay, so this is a lot is being made about this, CJ. People are saying that it was disrespectful to his teammates, people being Twitter heads, whatever. How would you see that if you're a player and you look over?
It's a time and a place for everything. I don't know him. I'm not in the locker room, so my piece is my piece. But he's a leader, and everyone looks up to him. So just have to understand that sometimes you just have to be the bigger person. And I'll just leave it at that.
But if you're as an agency, that was the player perspective. Now give me the agency owner perspective. How do you get this deal done? And, I can't imagine that would be the way to get it done.
Well, he's a special person to say that things he can do on the field are amazing. I'm sure he's a great person off the field. He has a great following. So once again, I would say the same thing. Like as a person that would be representing him, he has to make his decisions on the field, and that's the part of legacy. What you do on the field, that's going to be your legacy. But that trust, that's the most important part. So no matter what words are getting said or what's being portrayed, if the trust is not there, it's always going to be a problem. So if that isn't there, then, maybe it's something that won't get fixed. But like I said, at the end of the day, he has to just understand, his statue. And like I said, just a time and a place for everything. And with the media and the team and that star on his helmet, any little thing that he does, just like being in New York, is going to get portrayed a certain way, and usually it's not the way that you want it to be portrayed.
Well said. I'm gonna miss you on the field, CJ. I don't know how much I like. You're talking like this, I don't know if I like it. How's it fitting on you? What do you miss most right now?
I'll start with the crazy one that I miss. I miss watching film. Just that studying those long hours just to get that one play right and just to tell the whole defense what's about to happen. I mean, that's a feeling that I don't know if you can get that on the outside world, but other than that, the obvious thing is just the teammates and just the locker room talk. I went to my Quincy Williams' birthday yesterday, so they was talking about like who might be getting cut, and just a little locker room talk. I was like, dang, I don't know what they talk about right now, but the cool thing about that was nobody like really asked about retirement thing, so it kind of felt like I was still part of the team. But those are my boys. But I mean, like I said, that's the easy part, just missing the locker room, the teammates. But just that that grind that you have to go through, like you just really realize that anytime you have that emblem on you, it's a privilege. The walk in the training room injured is a privilege. To go eat lunch in the cafeteria, that's a privilege. Go do free weights and do whatever you want. Just to be in that building is a privilege, no matter what the circumstances are. So you just have to realize that and just try to take advantage of every day, because one snap or one pregame movement, it can be over just like that.
Gosh, I hope every NFL player for the rest of time hears what you just said. You are such a leader, such a mentor. So I'm so happy that you're continuing with everything that you're doing with legacy. But are you retired? You're saying nobody brought up retirement. That makes me think, let's say the Knicks feeling okay come playoff time. Is there a world where you and Ozzy get on the phone? How retired are you?
I'm retired right now. So that's what we're gonna keep it at. I am retired.
I'm retired. Right now.
I'm working 100% working for Legacy Trust.
And I love that. When you talk, it's no wonder Bill Belichick loved you. And you're part of this. As I was thinking about just like your career, the moments that I sort of got to see, it was always just like Belichick has this rare club of like 3 people that he like would speak really highly to and of before games, right? CJ Mosley, like you were part of that club. You played against him twice a year for a while. What was that like? And I think we even have some footage. We've seen some mic'd up moments. Like, what was it like knowing that like people on his own team didn't even want to see him pregame? Like because he did. But you must have gone to work those days being like, "F yeah, I get to go hear what Bill has to compliment me about." What were those conversations like?
It's kind of weird, honestly, because I grew up, watching him and seeing the same thing that everybody else saw. So. Just to see him and hear him, speaking my name and give me praise, man, it was a great honor. The same coaching tree with Coach Saban. So I definitely, understand what those words mean. And even though we were opponents, that made me want to, keep working harder. He didn't coach me, but like, I don't want to disappoint him, especially when I'm playing against him. So I knew that that he hated the Jets, while I was with the Jets, but, also I knew that his team will always be prepared for every situation, and the type of schemes that they run, and the mentality that they had. That that, lit a flame in me to try to outperform, the coaching staff and try to, be smarter than, what they were trying to put on the field. So for me, it was just my way of trying to respectfully show him that, I'm the player that he thinks I am by, balling out against him.
Yeah, you balled out a lot, just on every team against every opponent. I'd like to just take a second. I know you're not thinking about retirement and all that, but like your greatness needs to be celebrated right now, okay? Top 5 in tackles over the last decade, top 5. 3 straight seasons with at least 152 tackles. Only 11 guys have ever done it. That's rare company. When you look back at the legacy that we're talking about here, what makes you the most proud?
I think I would say, I will say earning the Gold Star this past year. When I was in Baltimore, we had captains every week, so we didn't do the C's on the chest while I was there. But as a Jet, I was able to earn, 5 selections as captains, which gets you the Gold Star and the gold emblem. So unfortunately, I didn't play too much with that emblem, but that was a big thing for me to, because I'm big on, to my peers, what they think of me, not really the outside world and fans, but how I come to work every day and try to give everything back to my teammates. And, that's really the highest reward when, your teammates and the people that sacrifice the same as you, think that highly of you.
It's amazing. I mean, we were talking in the morning meeting just about like, if we get to nitty gritty outside of like all the other things, just like your coverage skills were just insane. Like, I don't understand. If you could just take me, indulge me to this memorable moment from your last season as a Raven in 2018. It was week 17. I think you were playing the Browns here. Division's on the line. Do you remember this?
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Let's take a listen.
A 4th and 10, and here they come. Mayfield's pass is intercepted by Mosley, and the Ravens are going to take the division.
What do you remember?
It's a lot. I don't know how much time we got. So before this play, 2 years of football are running in the back of my head as this 2 minutes winding down. So 2 years ago, last game of the season, fighting for a playoff spot. What was it? Playing Pittsburgh, and we're playing the Bengals at home, 4th and 12. We in a like a mug defense, so I'm pretty much like deep middle. So I know that they got to get a first down to win the game, and I'm sprinting back like 20 yards, knowing that a seam route's coming, and I just watch the ball just slowly go over my head. I think Boyd run the touchdown and lose the game. Fast forward next year, last game of the season, fighting for the last playoff spot, we had Pittsburgh, the infamous, AB reach for a touchdown over, I think, like 5 of us. So embarrassing. My feet's all kicked up in the air on the screenshot. So that's 2 years in a row that, it's the last drive for the defense, 2 minute, get off the field, win the playoffs. Fast forward to this clip right here, same thing. All right, they drive in, they got the big play. Now it's like, all right, it's this time again. Like, we got to make a play. We can't let it happen 3 years in a row. So we getting kind of the same mug defense, and I know I'm blitzing, but based off the formation, I see the slot receiver a little tight. So I'm like, if this lineman blocked me, I'm just gonna pop out and get in the window, and it's a perfect spot, man. It was a crazy moment. Crazy moment
That decided the AFC North on a single play, which is sort of like, I guess, what you were known for. Is it more instinct? You said you knew about the blitz. Like, was it more instinct, or were you supposed to drop? Like, I don't understand.
It was kind of a read, but more of an instinct too, just understanding the down the distance, what they were looking for, knowing that we're showing full out pressure. So he probably just didn't expect me to pop out right there, but I saw that slot receiver a little tight, so I just took a shot in there, and it worked.
Who was the toughest opponent to tackle?
For me, definitely Le'Veon Bell.
Really?
Yeah, his style was great. Love watching him, love playing against him. He was patient. He let his blockers do the work. Had a mean, dead leg and stiff arm. Can get out at the slot, can get out at one, route you up. So he was definitely a handful. And, he definitely got me a few times, especially early in my career. So he was always fun to compete against.
I love that. I want to talk a little bit about what you're here to promote and talk about, which is exciting. Prime Video, it's a show that was released August 21st. It's called The Home Team New York Jets. You're a busy guy. I don't know if you have time for Ozzy's calls later this year because you have your agency, but I do want to ask you about the new show. What is something I'm going to learn about you watching the 6-episode series?
Well, you're going to see me at home, which a lot of people don't see. You're going to see the different side, the father side of me. Just dealing with everyday life after football. And I think a cool thing about this documentary, fast forward now, middle in the season, I won't give away which one, but you really see my life just transition. I go from getting ready against New England, having my daughter being born, and getting home and not knowing that this is going to be my last time playing football. And like I said, it went from I'm this football player trying to win a championship. Now I'm injured, and now I'm transitioning, to my newborn daughter and that life. So I really just watched one life end and another one begin. So it's just kind of a last look for me, a last look of my NFL career and starting post NFL.
I mean, fans get to see a peek into what the emotions must be, right? Like the journey that players, and not only players, it's a real decision. And thank you for sharing your family side of that, to go over the course of what these decisions are, the ones that you can control, the ones that you can't control. I was reading, I think somewhere that like last conversation, that decision by the Jets, like that's on video, that's in this.
I haven't finished it. I'm on episode 3. I've been taking my time with it.
Good, yeah.
I just kind of go through the emotions.
It's emotional to watch.
Yeah. The season and just everything. It's an emotional season.
Yeah. Well, we'll get you better and back on the field for a Super Bowl run somewhere, I have a feeling. I wanted to ask you, just with the Jets, obviously you played with Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers moves on to the Steelers, as luck would have it, CJ. They're facing each other week 1, which is pretty fun. Jets defense, they'll be riled up, intense. Aaron will be riled up, of course, with Tomlin and company, and Smith and company. What you said you miss watching tape. What would the game plan be? What would the game plan be against Aaron week 1?
Keep him off his feet. If his feet are set, or obviously if you know what you're running, it's going to be a long day. If you're getting that rhythm, it's going to be a long day. So for the defense, for the Jets, is making sure they're showing great coverage, making sure they're not, giving away linebackers moving too early, because he's going to know everything. And D-line just got to get to work, keep him off his feet, and make him throw those passes overhead so they can pick them off, or check downs and, get some tips and overthrows. Got to get those.
Would you bring pressure to try to get him moving?
Yeah, definitely get him up the middle. I mean, if the D-line can get the pressure without taking away linebackers and safeties, I mean, that'd be, a beautiful day. But yeah, it's definitely mixing it up, because like I said, he's seen it all. Year 20 plus years. So he's seen everything. So it's really just going to be the defense staying connected, getting off the field, and most importantly, stopping the run.
Were you impressed with him?
I would say so. I mean, it's not easy to come back from an injury and miss a whole year. I'll say that because when I opted out in 2020 and came back in 21, my body felt good, but some of my timing was off. Some of the footwork was off, just based off my film from the next year, and compared to the year I took off and came back, I could just see like small little details that if I was here, if I was in this spot, or if I would have acted just a second faster, I would have made that play. So taking a year off, and especially off an injury, I think just the timing of everything is really what you miss and what you need back. So I think him coming back this year, playing a full year, obviously if he stays healthy, I think he's going to have a good year. So I'm definitely looking forward to it.
Short little break here. We appreciate you, CJ Mosley. Do not go anywhere. I'll give you a proper goodbye in a minute, but I just want to remind everybody to go check out Prime Video, the home team New York Jets. I want to ask you about these Ravens real quick. They're the favorites. Right. Do you know that?
They're all the favorites? They're
the favorites right now. How do you feel about that?
I mean, I'm not surprised. I mean, every year they're Super Bowl contenders. So, yeah, definitely not surprised there. But AFC North is tough. And obviously you just got to be the closest to the healthiest team towards the end. So, every year they're going to have a shot.
Rod Woodson, Hall of Famer, friend of the show, he said in a broadcast that LAMAR couldn't beat the 2000 Ravens Super Bowl defense. You've played with and against Lamar. What is your reaction to that?
They didn't see his speed as at quarterback. I'm sure some fast people at, the skill positions. So maybe that would have been the X factor. But if you'd have took a couple hits from Melody and Ed and Ray, I don't know. You're gonna have to throw that ball at some point. So that would have been a tough one. That would have been fun to see, though. I think that would have been a backyard football game for him. I think Lamar would have loved that type of game.
It certainly would have been. And I like Lamar's chirp. I don't know Lamar, but I like that I don't know him. But he'll sometimes hop up on Twitter and just start giving it back to people. I just love it. Yeah. I love everything about it. I wish you would have played with him a little longer.
Yeah, I mean, I called him at the beginning, the transition, with Joe and all that. So I definitely, watched him, those couple years I did watch him grow from, that rookie quarterback to trying to learn a new system, and they were trying to, put all the pieces together for him. So, I mean, obviously it would have been awesome to, keep playing with them and, have that type of quarterback, every single day. But it's definitely been cool just seeing him grow and how he handled himself on and off the field.
I feel like you should be on TV, CJ.
I mean, we can talk ball all day, but I don't know about the other stuff.
He's so for real. Yeah, I'm sure you don't like that. But I mean, I feel like there's room for you somewhere. Have you ever thought about it?
Not too much, but I didn't close the door. We'll see. We'll see where life goes.
You barely closed the door on retiring. I'm on to you. I hope. How's the neck feeling? Just so we know, are you feeling okay?
It's good. I mean, daily life is definitely 100% better. But if I step out on the field, I won't be the same CJ Mosley. So that's what it comes down to. If I got to step on the field and think about making a tackle, then I can't be any good for you.
Well, you're very honest. You're the absolute best. Things can change. Let's leave all the doors open. I wish you nothing but the best. Congratulations on your career, on Prime Video's New York Jets, the home team, and everything. And of course, your amazing venture into business and mentorship and leadership with Legacy. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Appreciate you.
Thanks, CJ. Appreciate you too. Talk soon.
All right.
You can hop by this show and talk ball anytime you want. He's fantastic to talk to. Oh my gosh, he's so smart. Welcome back to the Up and Adam Show. Hey, everybody. We are so happy that we had CJ Mosley, Marcel Reece on the show. Let's talk about FanDuel Futures Day. FanDuel Sportsbook offering 24 hours of boosts and bonuses when you place your futures bets. We're revealing some of those bonuses and specials on Up and Adams tomorrow. We got some guests like Gronk, Bussin' with the Boys. So you're actually going to get an extra half hour live on YouTube. So if you're interested in FanDuel Sportsbook, get on over to the YouTube Up and Adams and subscribe, because there's some stuff that is exclusive to the YouTube. So be a fan, be a friend. Have a good day, guys.